And after seeing the cops point guns at YouTubers, people get arrested and sued for 1.3 million, I decided enough was enough. This looks like a get arrested and sued.
Okay, so he purchased the Delaware Corporation, so many individual Johnson, individual Brandon Bass, individual Baker. Plaintiffs Benjamin Paul Schneider. Wow, so they actually sued him.
For 1.3 million, I decided enough was enough. This looks like a case for the internet detective. This time in the $10 million Lego
1.3 mil.
So I talked to every
That's
suspect
crazy.
involved. What I found shocked me.
Huh. Cinema.
Okay, before we can find these missing Legos, let's give some background. A massive Star Wars collection was put on consignment at a Lego store called Bricks and Minifigs in Salem, Oregon. Consignment just means the owner, Brian Mansell, gave it to a store to sell, and he was supposed to get a cut when it sold. The entire time, he maintained ownership.
Wait, I thought this the other way around. Like the store gets a cut. Like if it's yours, why would you get the cut from what is sold?
Of
Like
the collection, and a social media post estimated it to be worth about $200,000. But then, on November 14th, 2024, everything went wrong.
maybe it's a mistake.
This was the
Roman.
night that Crystal and Ben Gorman, the prior franchise owners of the Salem store, got kicked out.
Yo, wait, what is that?
And Ben Gorman,
Are these like horns? He has horns. What?
the prior franchise owners of
That's
the Salem
crazy.
store, got kicked out by this guy. That is Brandon Best. He and his partner Josh Johnson ran a sister store in Eugene, Oregon, and Brandon drove up that night to kick the Gormans out. Brandon and Josh would be taking over the franchise in Salem, and this is the exact moment the Legos go missing. As that store is getting handed over, the question is Brian's collection in it? Here's what the official Bricks and Minifigs press release reads. Quote, after taking over the store, we discovered a small number of sets valued between $2,000 to $5,000 that could be possibly related to Mr. Mansell's collection. But there's a problem here. There should be over 10 times that amount in this store, given their internal records and what we know the estimated value of this collection was. So if corporate's saying there was only $2,000 to $5,000 in the store, something happened to these Legos. But what? In order to solve this case, let's think about the suspects. First, who was there that night of the handover? It's only 3 people. Crystal and Ben Gorman, the former franchise owners, and Brandon Best, one of the new owners. These are our 3 biggest suspects, but they aren't the only ones. I want to address a few other suspects at the very start here. First of all, maybe this is just all the result of, plain old thieves breaking in. What about that possibility?
Hi, I am Chris. I was the previous franchise owner who signed the collection agreement with Brian Mansell.
Is this like their daughter? Like, why is she in the video? She's like
I am the silent partner
outsider.
who's really bad at being silent.
We did have a couple of break-ins at the store. None of Brian's collections were in the police report or stolen during those.
Okay, so the Gormans say emphatically it wasn't thieves, but if that's the case, what about the guy who was arrested? I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Reckless Ben. This is the YouTuber who started it all. With a documentary, I tracked down the thief who stole $200,000 of Lego. Maybe it's the perfect crime. Make a video tracking yourself. Now, for our theory, it's worth noting Ben is currently facing a RICO lawsuit by Bricks and Minifigs. He was even targeted with a search warrant for stolen Legos.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
The owner reported overhearing conversations about possible stolen Legos.
This guy, man.
And on top of
I remember
that,
this idiot
Reckless Ben was
fucking talking
even
like he's
accused
missing
of
fucking his
stealing the
voice.
Legos by the current franchise owner.
I stole the Legos?
What do you think of the theory that it was Reckless Ben? He stole the Legos.
It's absurd. We didn't even know Reckless Ben. He
Yeah.
had no interaction, no relation to us, no relation.
Yeah, like no shit. He like he literally only
the
got
store.
into the
That doesn't-
scene after talking to Brian,
Doesn't
right?
hold any water.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Apologies to the genius cops in Utah who play different,
We play differently here.
but I don't believe that Reckless Ben stole the Lego, mostly because he couldn't. He just wasn't there that
played
night,
different.
and I don't even think he
We
knew.
know
about
you
these
play
Legos, but
different. You know we play different. You crooked bastards. Yeah, you know we know you have like a Mormon clan or whatever the fuck.
Who does Ben suspect
know.
is holding the Legos since he did this whole documentary series?
The guy who runs the entire company, Ammon McNeff, he personally came out to talk to us.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
I remember this.
You're not?
I saw in the
Is that a lie?
No.
Ben's video.
That's a lie. You did take the Legos.
No. So we have our attorneys have visited. But like again. So who's like?
Brian Mansell.
Okay, and who is that?
He's a guy who had he had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Nope. Never
Nope.
happened.
My name is Ammon McNeff.
Yeah, but
I'm
like, if he didn't, like, okay, if he didn't, right? If he didn't, then why? How come do you know about his name, right? Because if you didn't have such a big portion of your store that you got from the owners, right, and you wouldn't have known about him, right?
CEO of the Bricks and Minifigs brand.
So my name's Matt McNeff. I'm the COO of Bricks and Minifigs.
The people you just saw are the
COO.
McNeff brothers. They agreed to speak with me.
Of Bricks and
Wait. Oh shit, they're brothers. So one is CEO, one is a COO.
Minifigs.
The people you just saw
Wait
are
a
the
minute.
McNeff brothers. They agreed to speak with me to try to clear their name. I asked
Yeah.
them, do they have the Legos?
What I can tell you is that we don't have it. We've never had access to them.
Oh,
It
okay.
seems to kind of go
Okay, bro.
missing. Parts of it seem to go missing on November 14th.
Well, and I guess that no, not at all. I'm gonna say, you know, like that is not accurate at all. Because
So you
What
think
is-
that the collection was in the store at the time or elsewhere?
elsewhere, when you look at Mansell's own words that he reiterated to a podcast last year, he
Wait, so you see, like that's what I'm saying, bro. This is just incriminates you because why would you look for evidence of him? Like he's trying to like make him like a grammar thief. Like, oh, he admitted to doing that last year. Like, why would you know about this stuff? You said you don't even have the Legos. You have like you said you don't know who that guy is. Like, but now you just investigated all his podcasts he's been like, oh
explicitly
come
stated
on.
to another
Looks so bad.
podcaster the sets were moved off-site for security.
The collection will not be stored on site after hours for security reasons.
Okay.
And after Sunday, the sets will be available for purchase but stored elsewhere.
Now, one thing that's been a big subject of the Bricks and Minifigs kind of story is, hey, there are these off-site locations. Can you address what that is? Is that true?
So the off-site location and the letter that that corporate is referring to is the original press release that we released when we were launching the collection. In that press release, because we had previous break-ins, I specifically included the location that after this weekend, those Legos would be stored off-site to deter any future thefts. They were briefly stored off-site after that launch weekend while I bought safes for the back room, and then they were moved back into the store.
Okay, so for most of the
Okay.
time, the sets were in the store after y'all got the safes in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ammon McNeff suspects that a lot of the Legos weren't there that night. And then on the other hand, we just heard from Crystal and Ben Gorman explaining the off-site story, saying that later they no longer use those off-site
So
locations.
where are the safes though?
But what do we really know
They
about
hid
the
them. They
Gormans?
hid them.
They are the former franchise owners after all. I mean, shouldn't we be suspicious of everyone? They're one of our key suspects. They were there the night we lost Brian's collection. They were the
Yeah.
creators of the consignment deal after all.
Yeah.
And one group in particular is pointing their finger at them very hard. It's the McNeffs.
I
who
wonder
say
who.
they were
Yeah.
behind on payments.
Oh,
We
who?
started getting-
Who would that be? I'm guessing. Oh.
Calls from the landlord letting us know that Crystal was behind on the lease payments at the location. We had also gotten a couple of notices from some of our vendor partners
sorry about that. Sorry about
bills
that.
had not
Sorry
been
about that.
paid by the store, and so we felt pretty strongly that there was going to be a risk of her just, you know, like attempting to file bankruptcy, doing some of these other types of things which we've had franchisees do in the past, and that's problematic. So that's why we sent him up there to take some video footage. So we needed to just be prepared if we needed to do a hostile takeover, which, you know, like can happen in franchising, where a franchise owner just, you know, kind of tries to steal inventory and do some different things that way.
Okay, so Bricks and Minifig's story is that they were worried about the Gormans skipping town, so they said...
Okay, but wait. But surely, if you say that, like, surely you can have proof of them being behind payments, right? Like no way. Like, you should check, like, what? You can check, like, what, emails? Or they, the other family, the family can provide with the proof of all the payments being in time, right? Like this can be disproven really easy, you know?
Brandon Best as a secret shopper on October 24th, 2024. This is weeks before the takeover. Brandon takes a video of the store condition in preparation for this handover. But at this point, Brandon does not announce himself to Crystal Gorman. Later, though, on November 14th, once again, the same concern about the Gorman stealing or theft was expressed by the McNeffs.
Brandon was trying to make sure that they weren't taking things from the store, and so he was kind of trying to make sure that he wasn't putting things, you know, like hiding things in the back, and that and while he was watching that, trying to make sure Ben wasn't grabbing stuff from the store and moving it or doing anything along those lines, because he just got a weird feeling about the whole transition.
She took at least one, if not more than one, cartfuls of things out to her car with her coat draped over it.
So yeah, the McNeffs say, look, they don't trust the Gormans. And they explained it, you know, even further. They said, hey, there's some issues in her past.
She apparently has a retail theft and other criminal, like, arrests on her record. That we were not aware.
When was that?
I don't know. This has been brought out by several people online now.
Now look, that's a
several
huge
people
accusation
online
to bring up.
Yo.
And so obviously I wanted to talk to the Gormans about it.
They're like, she has a history of some type of burglary, theft.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
What? What do you mean, wow?
Well, yes.
Well,
you know about this.
Explain.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm on this guy's side, but like, what is this porn acting guy?
I was 19. Yes.
What is it?
Well,
you know about this.
Explain.
Yeah.
That's porn acting is a bit sus.
When I was 19 years old.
How long ago is that?
I am 45 now. So this was in 1999. This, something that happened 20.
Hey, that's almost when I was born. Like, I was 3 years old.
Years ago.
That's crazy.
Has no reflection and no bearing on what happened in the last 2 years, my management of the store, what happened the night corporate seized the store. It is another deflection. And it infuriates me. You're gonna try to publicly embarrass and shame me for somebody that was manipulated by local police departments when she was pregnant and 19 years old. F you. That's my response to that.
Go base.
I am so sorry. You're gonna have to blur and cut a lot of this, but that pisses me off.
Well, it didn't.
I own what I have done. I own the mistakes that I have made. You cannot intimidate and bully me into backing down when I know that legally and morally I am in the right and I have the evidence to back it up.
Yeah, but okay. The evidence is to be you paid on time your shit, because they're saying you didn't pay in time.
This is getting kind of nasty and personal at this point, and I just wanted to give people kind of their side. But at every turn, I hope you understand, I'm getting contradictory stories.
Of course,
down to if the McNeffs knew about her history in the first place.
Like, they're bringing up something that I told them about.
Wait, you told
them? What? Why?
Told them.
Wait, whoa.
They said they had no idea. They said if we knew, we would have never hired her.
Because we would not have hired her had we known this.
I told them I had a record from when I was 18. There was a family issue and didn't go into all of the details, but they were like, that's so long ago, we're gonna hire you based on who you are now.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. You guys can make up your own mind. My point is, one side says up, the other says down, and it gets to the point both sides start hinting that they have photographic proof from the night of November 14th that proves the other side is lying. And so I'm like, look, at this point, let's stop talking. Show me the Legos.
where I was told we are 100% have possession.
Oh, look at it. Look at the fucking what is it called? Is that like a filter for is that like a filter for
the Legos?
For the camera? That's crazy.
100% have possession of photos that prove that the Gormans are lying. And then you guys are telling me we 100% have possession of photos that prove this side's lying. Who's...
Bro, I mean, I'm sorry, but
100%
I don't understand why they put the daughter in the picture. Like, I mean, like, why she wanted to be famous in the camera, or like why? Like, that makes no sense. Like, why would she be there? Like, this is about the parent. Like, she's like some like I don't know, like a note piece there. Like,
this side's lying. Who's gonna drop the photos first? I mean, I feel like someone just has to. Somebody's right here.
And after a lot of convincing, both sides agreed to show me the photos, corporate and the Gormans. In fact,
shit.
I scheduled the calls to do this
Okay.
an hour apart from each other. But let's remember their positions for a second. The Gormans say whatever was left unsold of Brian's collection that was in that store spreadsheet was in Salem's store the night of November 14th.
Oh, okay.
Then you have corporate side. They say whatever was left that night was maybe $2,000 to $5,000 of Legos. The rest was either stolen by thieves, the Gormans, or held off site. It was not in that store. And on both sides, there's a lot to lose here, right? You've got the Gormans, who basically have been insinuated to have been stealing. And for Josh and Brandon, too.
But okay, so again, my question is, after this video, if they found out like the Pixelmifix is guilty, right, and they stolen the Legos, right? Because they cooperated themselves, like the CEO, the CFO, whatever the fuck, the previous owners, like even the Neff guy, whatever the fuck, all the parts involved collaborated with this guy. So if he makes them look bad, the Pixelmifix guys, so does that mean that now they will sue him too? Or what? What happened?
The new franchise owners, there's a lot on the line. I reached out to Josh, and he told me, I think her pictures would only show a few sets and minifigs. I replied, so if I can prove that the Lego sets were in the store, that will prove Brandon was lying. Josh replies, if it shows something different, then yes, I will eat my words.
Eat my words.
So the stakes
Big words from the guy.
And let's see the evidence, starting with Matt McNeff. First, he showed me the video, October 24th, 2024, for a baseline of how the store looked.
So this is the Salem Kaiser location, is that correct?
It's the Salem Kaiser location, yes.
So is it fair to say I'm seeing quite a few Legos here? I mean, I'm seeing a store of Legos. You'd agree?
There's a good amount of Lego on hand. This isn't what I would say is a well-stocked bricks and minifigs, but it's not terrible. It's I would say a little below average as far as overall stock.
Okay.
So now let's go to November 14th. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So November 14th, when Brandon was in there helping.
Wait, this is the day. This is like the big day.
This is the day.
Hold on, I gotta prep myself emotionally for this. This is a big deal.
This is D-Day.
This is the big moment. This is Brandon takes over the store. And we don't know where the Legos are after this moment.
We don't know where the Legos are after this moment. And I want to point out again that we've had this for a while. We haven't this is the first time we've shown this publicly. We've been waiting for our attorneys to give us the approval to say, hey, this is okay now to share in this capacity.
How about you free Ben, you dog shits?
We'll go through these pictures.
What do you think about that, loser?
This is what Josh saw.
And get the paper, sir.
Brandon saw. He took pictures of everything in the store, all the inventory in the store. This is what the shelves looked like.
Hold up a second, okay.
Compared to what you just saw a moment ago.
They're pretty empty, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot less. Just to state the obvious, go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like way less.
So yeah, the pictures I was being shown on November 14th, those shelves look.
But I mean, did you check like photo stamps, like timestamps, everything?
Than they did on the day of October 24th.
It's fucking
But to be
Cofeezilla,
fair
right?
to the Gormans, they addressed the empty shelves themselves.
And the
As
safe.
we get to the very end of this video in particular, right here, you'll see that empty space right here. So this is the retired and certified set section that we have to keep separate from the new in box current sets being sold by Lego. All those empty spaces up there were the sets that we had on display during the day from Brian's collection that every night when the store closed, we pulled off and put back into the
Okay, but this is the daylight. I don't understand. Like, wait. What am I missing here?
Those empty the new in box current.
Okay, they're like some certified sets. Like, okay, but
sold by Lego. All those empty spaces up there were the sets that we had on display during the day.
Oh, but they didn't. Oh, so they took it, but they didn't pull them out anymore. I don't get it.
From Brian's collection, that every night when the store closed, we pulled off and put back into the safe, and then put back out in the morning.
So when they say, see, there's empty space on the shelves, yeah, because we put them in safes at night to keep them safe.
Because we have giant windows.
Yeah.
But it's not night there. It's daylight. I don't know what am I missing here. I don't understand.
An explanation that kind of makes sense given the history of burglary. Now, of course, this is something I had to ask the McNeffs about.
Is this a case of, did y'all see Star Wars sets in the back? Did y'all not see the Star Wars sets in the back? Did he take, not in the back, but specifically in a safe? Like there were a bunch of Star Wars sets in a safe. Did Brandon see those? Has there been talk of those? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. My understanding is that he took pictures of everything, and all those photos I showed you of the Star Wars were all the photos, or was literally all the Star Wars in.
But you didn't take any picture of any safe, bitch.
During the store.
Yeah, the McNeffs
say
the
back
all
of the
photos
building
should be with Brandon of all the Star Wars items. And to be fair to them, they showed me a lot more pictures and even showed me a spreadsheet of all the Star Wars sets in the store the night Brandon took it over. And it valued to about like $5,000 to $10,000 or so. But then I had to ask.
Oh, sorry, here's another kind of set.
Okay.
Do you think y'all have
Oh, there are some sets that are missing from the picture. There are sets that's missing in
of these?
The inventory, or what?
Very likely.
Okay.
Again, I'd be surprised if we didn't.
But then I couldn't help myself. I started to bring up some of Crystal's photos to see if they matched up.
Have you seen this before?
Not that I recall.
So, do you see that?
Yep.
So do you see it's in like some kind of like a safe thing?
Oh yeah. Oh shit, look at that's the safe. Oh, liar, pants on fire, bitch ass. Why are you lying about?
To me, but sure.
What do you mean a bookshelf, you fucking... Wait.
You can see the sides.
Okay, I mean, okay, whatever, who cares?
Looks like a bookshelf to me.
Okay, it's a bookshelf, right. Okay, grammar Nazi.
So I think the important thing is
it's
making sure that all of
safe,
these are
guys.
in the inventory format.
Actually, it's a bookshelf.
Sure, that's cool.
75041.
Yep.
Why are we inverted?
Vulture droid.
What the fuck?
75169.
Why are we inverted? What is that?
169 I'm not seeing, so there may be... Okay, so there's one that is not on our list.
What do you mean? By that?
10240.
Okay, nope, not seeing that one either.
What about 9493?
I don't see that one either. So maybe those were locked at the time, and Brandon did not get those pictures.
Oh!
All right, that's kind of a problem because the Gormans had over 200 photos of this store. They definitely knew looking at these photos, there's a lot more Legos in the Gormans' photos by quite a lot that Brandon's photos just didn't show. But corporate didn't really see it that way.
But still, in the grand scheme of things, we're not talking, again, 10 times the amount of sets here.
I don't know. I haven't shown all the photos yet. I don't know exactly how much.
If there's a calculable figure that we can look at and say, great, this is what was there, I promise you it's... It's not $100,000 worth of Lego. And so where's the rest of it? He got me. I don't know.
Maybe I'm a
And so
is it what?
I promise you it's not $100,000 worth of Lego. This is what was there.
So now he just shifted the goalpost. Look at that.
I promise.
No, I haven't shown all the photos yet. I don't know exactly how much.
If there's a calculable figure that we can look at.
So now he got caught with a lie, and now he just changed the goalpost. Look at
this
that.
Is what was there. I promise you, it's not $100,000 worth of Lego.
So it's now it's not even $100,000. He got caught in the lie. See how he shifted the goalpost, and now it's like, I got caught with the lie. We didn't actually take photos, everything, but don't worry about it. That's not 100K for sure.
And so where's the rest of it? He got me. I don't know.
Maybe I'm a little too in my head about this U-Haul story. You don't think it could have been some U-Haul thing? There's no way.
What's U-Haul?
Yeah, have we talked about the U-Haul yet? We gotta talk about the U-Haul for a second. This is another one of those things that was like really disputed between the two parties.
What the fuck?
Was this U-Haul that supposedly was driven up to the store?
Okay, wait, this is actually new plot. We never in Ben's story. This was never
the night of the takeover.
So when Brandon came to the store that night, he was driving a U-Haul truck.
Now, in typical fashion, this was immediately disputed.
Brandon showed up to the Salem store in a rental car. When he came to
rental car?
Crystal, he
what
was
is
there
that?
In a rental car, not in a U-Haul.
Rental car.
It wasn't until after he told me he was taking the keys and locking me out that I really kind of paid attention to the fact that he had a large, not the small, the large.
Wait, but you just have store cameras, right? It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy.
Hearing about this U-Haul truck now. Why is it significant, U-Haul or not? Well, one,
you can carry them.
Fit a lot of Legos, but the big reason it mattered to me was because I was actually called by an ex-employee of the Bricks and Minifix store in Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, wait a minute.
Remember, that's the one that Brandon and Josh owned, and he told me something very interesting.
Okay.
A former employee started in 2024, and I was working under the old manager Brian, and he sold the store to Brandon Best and Josh.
What store was this? Bricks and Minifigs where? Okay, now what did you see that made you want to talk to me?
Yeah.
I saw Reckless Ben's YouTube video about the Salem store closing down because
okay, we have good Samaritans now. What the fuck?
About the situation about Salem, and we were told through other employees that it was just a bad area to work in. It was like haunted, if you will. But after seeing the video of Reckless Ben, he exposed them, and it makes a lot more sense with what we dealt with Brandon and Josh. Like, oh, Crystal stole Lego sets and bolted out of the country.
Who says that?
Brandon Best told us.
Oh, okay.
When he was dropping off all the Lego sets to us that night. It was a bunch of used Lego sets that set were like saran wrap. They had Star Wars City. They had just a lot of stuff. It was like a medium-sized U-Haul truck.
Wait, they brought a U-Haul truck.
Deleted bitch. But okay, I don't think this is enough. I don't think it's enough. But okay, but the you should have surely have cameras right in the store, like the store with all the thieves and stuff. Like surely have cameras, and it's so easy to disprove or prove, right? No.
To Eugene, and it had a bunch of Star Wars sets on it.
Yeah, Star Wars sets, like everything. A bunch of used stuff too.
Used stuff. Well, I don't know what that means, but okay.
And was this when they took over the store from Crystal?
I believe so, yes. Yes, because he said that Crystal stole Legos and left the country.
While he has a U-Haul of Legos? Interesting.
Okay. It's a good plot. This is very good plot. Good plot.
Until corporate tells us where we have to distribute it. And we're like, well, it'd make more sense if we could take it because we're kind of struggling.
Question is, okay, did you check this guy? Was he a real employee? Like, because he could have been hired by the family, right? If they look bad, right?
Oh my gosh.
I'm just conspiracy
really
theorist right now.
Was there a U-Haul that night or not? Because everybody's disagreeing about
it.
There
we go.
Eugene, Oregon guy says, oh yeah, a U-Haul
cameras,
with Star Wars sets in it. Brandon was talking about the Salem store. You've got Matt McNeff saying there was no U-Haul there. It was a rental car. You've got Crystal saying, yeah, I thought it was really weird. There was a U-Haul truck there. So I told the McNeffs, I really got to find out what the truth is here.
If you know anything about it, let me know, because that's just something I heard.
I do, and it has nothing to do with the Salem store. Well, at least not the Salem store in the way that it is there.
What? That was like that sounded like the weirdest statement of ever. Like what?
Salem store.
It let me know.
He said
That's
what?
just something I heard.
I do, and it has nothing to do with
So
the
he
Salem
knows?
store. Well, at least not at the
It has nothing to do with the Salem store.
not the Salem store in the way that it is there.
Not in the way that it is there.
Brandon showed up to the Salem store in a rental car. When he came to get the keys from Crystal, he was there in a rental car, not in a U-Haul.
So when there was the handoff, there wasn't a U-Haul, it was a rental car.
Correct. He was there in a rental car.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think any of the, like, if you were to look at the footage,
Yeah,
ring
footage.
cameras, all that stuff, you won't see a U-Haul sitting anywhere in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Hearing all of this, I realized, look, I just gotta find the evidence. So I start sifting through these photos I have, right? I realize I have a parking lot photo. I check it. No U-Haul, just a red truck out there. I check another photo where you can see the window, but the problem is it's night outside, so you can't see. So I'm looking at everything I can, and there's just nothing, you know?
How about cameras?
This alternate angle, I'm looking at that, and then zoom in on that photo. Bring up the brightness of this photo.
This is what I called caught in 720, like no, it's not even 720p. It's like 420p. Wait, is that 480? Am I fucking retarded? Caught in 480p.
Photo a little bit, and my gosh, there's a U-Haul in the parking lot right outside of the store the night of November 14th, 2024. This is something that Matt said he had seen footage of, and it couldn't be true.
And again, I
Why does he have a robot there? Like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's his background. Interesting, very cool.
And it couldn't be true.
And again, I believe I have seen footage from that night that shows clearly out into the parking lot, and there's no U-Haul.
After seeing this, I said, I really have to make a call. And that's when the story changed.
So last night, I talked with Matt McNeff.
Okay.
I brought up this question of the U-Haul. He told me emphatically there was no U-Haul.
Okay.
Y'all came to me this morning. You said, hey, we looked into it. There actually was a U-Haul there that night. Can you clear up what that's about?
So there's actually two different things that are going on here, just to help you understand. And I don't know if you want this particularly not on the record, but we do know of a disgruntled former employee that worked at another location.
Oh my god. You retards, bro. They're gonna go after the employee. Then after this video, they're gonna go after Coffeezilla. Then after this video, they're gonna go after me because I like posted the video of Coffeezilla. Bro, they're just these fucking retards. They're not disproving anything. They're just going after the people. Every person. They're going after the owners, after Ben, after Brian. Like everyone is a liar. Everyone is bad. Everyone is bad. They're perfect. Like, oh my god.
On the 24th of October, there was a U-Haul that went to a storage unit in Salem for another previous franchisee, like for a different situation that we had just gone through some things, and he had a previously, like, hey, I have some inventory that I didn't turn over that I was supposed to. It's at this storage location. You guys can come pick it up. And so Brandon was sent on that day to pick up with a U-Haul.
Okay, this is just GG. Like, come on. Well, you just stole the Legos. Just give up, bro. Oh my god.
Inventory.
Just give up, bro.
He moved down, but that was October 24th.
So when we're talking about this ex-employee, you're saying they are conflating the October 24th event of the U-Haul coming up to Eugene with Legos with some time after November 14th, after the store takeover. Is that?
But okay, wait, hold up. But if he admits yes, if he says yes, then you just put the timestamp on the photo, and the timestamp says another day. Then he says right now, the 24th of October. So he's just a liar, and this is GG, no?
Correct. Am I understanding that?
Yes.
So this is now kind of a strange story. Corporate is saying there was a U-Haul at the Eugene store dropping off Lego, but that was from a different night, different collection. The CEO says Brandon showed up to Salem on October 24th for his secret shopper job with Crystal, And separately, he also was getting a different collection of Legos that also included Star Wars. And that's what he brought to the Eugene store and the former employee is remembering. Then, weeks later, on November 14th, Brandon supposedly shows up again with a U-Haul, but the reason isn't for hauling Legos.
Brandon flew in to Eugene that night. At midnight. So flew from Utah on the 13th, but landed in Oregon on like midnight of the 14th. Went and got a rental truck, and then went and stayed at a trailer that had previously been moved up there in anticipation, meaning a camper trailer, in anticipation of the potential hostile takeover previously.
Is that why he had a U-Haul? Is that the reason he had a U-Haul was for this camper, or what's going on with the?
Yes. So then what happens is he takes his
what the fuck is a camper?
Rental vehicle truck, and he tries to connect the trailer, the camping trailer, to that truck, and it's not rated for that particular weight, and he realized, oh crap. He called around and found that U-Haul had a rating for one of their box trucks, and so he grabbed that, went and got it at 10 a.m. on the 14th, and so he then went and hooked that trailer up to the camping trailer to a U-Haul, drove that trailer down to another location where he could set up the camping trailer in Salem, dropped off the camper trailer, and then he arrived in a U-Haul to the Salem store, and then went in, said hi to Crystal, and then as she was leaving, the door shuts, and so he locks it, calls the locksmith. Takes him a while to finish up the changing of the locks. Brandon at this point is pretty exhausted, so and he has an hour drive back to Eugene to drop off the rental truck. So he drops it off at
that's a good story. I gotta say,
1 o'clock, something like that.
It's good. I mean, it's fake because of these many details, right?
To
whatever.
The camper trailer in Salem, and then is probably gets in at around 2 or 3 in the morning. Spends a couple of that's a little bit of.
By the way, all this story long, but you can just look at the timestamp, and they can be from another day, and all is proven.
Sleep
like
before he has
all
to
that work.
head back to the store at 9 a.m. before the other employees get there. The timeline that is trying to be portrayed just makes absolutely zero sense.
Okay, so I asked, obviously, for documentation of all of this from Brandon, and here's what I got. First, the U-Haul contract on November 14th. This checks out what we already know. Then I got sent a photo, the last one Brandon took in the Salem store, dated 9:44 p.m., where you can see what looks like the inside of a bird cage that the Gormans had. And lastly, I was sent a photo Brandon took of the mileage in the U-Haul as he dropped it back off at the rental place on November 15th, 12:41 a.m. Now, the time gap there is about 3 hours between the last photo in Salem to dropping the U-Haul off, which is a bit of a problem for our timeline.
Yeah, it took like 4 hours. I mean, I worked till like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I gotta get up early for my other job.
You moved 4 hours of Legos out of this truck.
Yeah.
All right. So as weird as this U-Haul thing is, the timeline just doesn't fit, to be honest. If it took 4 hours to unload, you can't also drive to another city, load and unload and drop off the U-Haul in that time. But still, even if this is true, it's pretty weird. And it's one of the most bizarre stories I've ever heard, to have a U-Haul thing back to back. One of the times you're picking up Legos, the other time you're not, you're taking a camper. Nevertheless, without more proof, we kind of have to move on to another theory of how to find these missing Lego. This time, let's take the photographs that we have and reconstruct what was in the night on November 14th. Remember, that's the moment we lost the Lego. And this time...
Okay, but I don't get it. Like, you have a picture in your pictures, right? Made, like, taken from the... with the whole U-Haul, right? Can you like check the metadata? Oh, okay, it's in the same day on 14 November. So they admit that it's from that day, but they are saying it was for the different purpose, right?
First, from corporate, I got the point of sale records from the Salem store from 2023 to 2024. And secondly, from Crystal Gorman, I got her internal records of Brian's inventory of what was sold or not in order to pay him and keep track of prices. Now, before we piece things together, I need to address something. At the beginning of this story, you saw the social post saying this collection
In the early 90s, Ed Mansell predicted Star Wars would be a good investment. Over the next 15 years, it purchased approximately $20,000 of Star Wars TM Legos and preserved them, sealed them in original boxes. The investment really paid off. The collection is now estimated to be worth well over $200,000. Multiple sets, including the highly priced, incredibly rare Cloud City set, are now worth more than 10K each. Some of the individual minifigs are worth more than 1.2K each. Okay.
$200,000. That's
Right.
what everyone knows this story as, the $200,000
Yeah.
Lego collection.
Is
But
it
sadly,
less?
that post was entirely wrong.
Okay.
In Crystal Gorman's
Sure.
inventory, which has a high and low estimate value of these various Lego items, the real estimated value is about $107,000.
Okay, that makes
They
sense,
give
sure.
high estimates and low estimates, but that's right there in the middle. And for simplicity, I'll just be using averages and estimates here, but understand that, these numbers are not firm, given that
Okay,
they're
sure.
unsold Legos. It's just rough possibilities.
Oh, yeah,
but
sure,
the point
sure.
is, it's worth nowhere near $200,000. And Reckless Ben, the one who made the original video covering this, said that surprised him.
Oh.
Yeah, this entire time, literally every single person's been telling me there were $200,000. Like, that's how much, you could sell all these sets for.
My original assessment of about $200,000 was going up to his father's house and looking in 3 different rooms with all the sets. It was before
Okay.
I'd actually gone through and had
That makes
set
sense.
numbers and done an
That makes
actual
sense, yeah.
evaluation. I looked at it and went based on as things progressed and as I started to delve more into the actual inventory and evaluating it, that number changed. But we put out the press release well in advance of the event itself, so that press release went out before I had those full numbers. So we went, this is a nice even number that will grab attention and bring people into the store, so we went with that.
And still, to believe that is accurate at the high end. Like, it was one of those things where when she was looking through and going, well, it says this and it says this, like, you don't think even at the high end?
You haven't actually seen the spreadsheet.
No, I haven't.
You might want to cut that part
But
out
that's
if
not-
he hasn't actually seen the inventory
Oh, wait. Well, then shut the fuck up, bro.
sheet.
What do you mean cut this part out? Like, what?
The spreadsheet
Well, you didn't again.
says about for between 85,000 to 120 something thousand. In the midpoint, about 107 or something like that. Of what was inventory. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this has been a really big point of misinformation to clear
Sure.
up, because
Yeah.
if we're ever going to find the missing Lego, we need to start with the right number, the right value.
Okay.
It's about $107,000. Now, between
Does this fuck Ben though? Like, is it like a problem for him? I mean, probably not, because they still stole it, right? But
2023 and 2024, the Gormans record sales of about $24,000 of Brian's collection in their inventory tracking list.
Oh,
And
okay.
of those sales,
So
Brian was
80K left,
entitled to
like
about
70,
65 to
80,
70%
okay,
of
yeah.
it. He was paid $17,000, which roughly tracks with that.
wait, see, I was right. Yeah, you idiots, Coffeezilla. This is correct. I mean, he was wrong at the beginning, and I was right. The company takes a part of the Lego value, not the other way around. Coffeezilla said that they are paying a part to the owner. Like, no, that's the other way around.
Which means on November 14th, the big night, the remaining amount of Brian's collection that should have been in there is about $82,000.
Okay.
That doesn't take a genius to realize this is a very different number than corporate provided, who found only $2,000 to $5,000 of it linked to Brian. And later they said they only found $13,000 to $15,000 in total Lego Star Wars.
So you're talking maybe $11,000 to $15,000 total Star Wars, and that's all Star Wars inventory in the whole store.
So that's corporate side of the story, but I didn't want to take their word for it. So I went through Crystal's photos myself, which she shared with me,
Really?
and hired people to go
That's
through
crazy.
and hand tag
What?
the Star Wars Legos that were in these photos.
That's
We
crazy work. Bateria.
looked through over 200 plus photos, multiple videos, and matched what we saw with Brian's collection. In the end, I ended up with about $21,000 of Legos,
Wait, what?
matching Brian's collection that can be proven to be in the store on the night of November 14th. Now, to state
Okay.
the obvious, that's about 3 to 5 times what corporate estimated, at least.
Oh, so okay, so they're lying in the thing, and after they're missing ones, they can be safe
on
ones.
their press release. Now, yes, there
Oh.
are inherent errors in these estimates. Maybe we picked up some Lego that matched Brian's collection, but wasn't Brian's. But even though this is a bigger number than corporate said, I have to admit, even with pretty generous assumptions being made, there is still a huge gap of about $61,000 here that I just couldn't find. But then I learned Brian had made a special side deal with M&R Productions, who had recently purchased some Legos from him. And this is where it starts to get messy. So these are the
What? Wait, what?
pictures that M&R Productions.
Wait, this is taking taking expected plot. So this is now like Brian also a liar, Benny was stupid and thought it was 200k instead of 100k.
Sent me.
Holy,
Looking
wait
at
a
the
minute.
Lego that Brian sold him. This was stuff reportedly in storage, and it's interesting because of an early inventory list which had a column called location that Crystal used, and it listed a lot of the Star Wars items as being located in what they called storage. Now, previously I was told that all of the stuff in storage was put back in the store, but there's a bunch that's on this list that I can't find in the store that seem to appear in these pictures. Now, I've been assured, by the way, that most of these Legos were not part of the inventory spreadsheet. They were never given to Bricks and Minifigs. This is a separate part of the collection, but I did a check, and 100% of the items that match the Brian collection inventory just so happen to be listed with a location of storage. So this starts to make things incredibly fuzzy, and I'm inclined to believe that a lot of these are part of that same inventory list. Now, if we take that value of the side deal, that's about $10,000 to $20,000 that's not actually missing. Now, it was at this point I started looking more at the point of sales records. I realized maybe we could find some of this missing Lego there too. So this is from the Salem internal store records. Like, I guess this is what is entered when someone does a sale, and it's everything from September 2023 to November.
Bro, this is crazy. Like these days, being a YouTuber gives you more access than the cops, man. Like literally, the cops need to go through fucking judge approving the fucking mandate. How is it called? The search warrant, whatever the fuck. And this guy just goes, give me your store, give me the inventory, give me the pictures, give me the sale points, give me the everything. Like the police is just, he has just more access than the fucking police, and he's a YouTuber.
November 2024 of Star Wars anything.
It's just
And by
so
the way,
funny.
before we continue, yes, this was all a lot of work. If you want to, please support us
I
on
know.
Patreon. That's how this show gets made. But anyways, according to those
Support the
records,
guy.
about $51,000 in sales went through during this time period in a way that matched Brian Mansell's collection. Now, that really worried me because Crystal's inventory list showed only $24,000 in sales for Brian, and Brian was only paid for that amount. But suddenly, I remembered back to a time when I spoke to Crystal, and I asked how much was sold prior to the takeover.
Which is something similar from what you told me, Crystal.
Yeah.
You told me, hey, it was about 50-something thousand.
Yeah.
But Brian
15?
was only paid 17,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it should have been about double that. And I'm just trying to make
50, yeah.
sense of that, given that everyone's
Okay.
accusing each other of theft
Yeah.
right now. You understand?
I mean, without seeing any of those records, without seeing those individual tickets, I can't answer that any better.
Okay, this is kind of a problem. The math ain't math in here. 65 to 70% of 50,000 is almost double what we believe Brian was paid. And digging into the details, it turns out a lot of these sales come from what Crystal's spreadsheet actually categorizes as layaways, meaning they were marked as having been sold, but layaways are when someone puts a down payment on an item and later pays it off. But the problem was there were a lot of these.
How is that
about
impossible?
$20,000 in layaway. And
This
that
is
felt a
getting
little
so
strange to me.
fucking
And because of
hard.
that, I asked Josh Johnson, the incoming owner, and he responded, quote, there were 2 to 3 items on layaway when they took over.
So on the list of on the inventory list, do you know about how many layaways
I
there
haven't
were?
gone through and done a count, but I know it was vastly more than 2 to 3.
It was about 98.
That makes sense.
So there were about
What the fuck?
$15,000 to $25,000 worth of sets on layaway.
Okay.
That's just the part that's surprising. That's the part that I can't
Wait, so 2, 3, and 98.
get my head around. I go,
Yeah.
how could, let me just be really honest. I don't believe there was that much layaway. I don't know. I don't know how that's possible. How could there be that much layaway?
Wait, Drew?
I don't know. It's like I don't believe, because I was talking to some people about bricks and minifigs. They go, yeah, there's some layaway. There's not that much layaway. I talked to people who were neutral, kind of on corporate side, but also people who were just normal bricks and minifigs people. They say there's not that much layaway. Help me understand why there's $20,000 worth of layaway here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. If you talk to other bricks and minifigs locations, layaway is extremely rare. I think outside of the Brian's collection, I don't.
Okay, good. I'm not crazy here. So then, why was there so much layaway
Okay, so why did you put there 98?
there?
No,
I don't understand.
Absolutely not. Outside of Brian's collection, I think at the time we maybe had 2 used sets on layaway outside of his collection.
Okay.
It was not a common
Wait, so is layaway this what Brian did? Is that layaway? Is that what is that? Am I understanding this right?
thing traditionally. I don't know that we'd ever done layaway before the collection came in. With Brian's collection, it was a little bit different because so much of this collection were new in box, all in one place, reasonably
obviously.
priced, and
Yeah, no
a lot
shit,
of
right?
the harder to find items.
Of course, you take the business.
And so customers would come in and put, I'm gonna guess probably half of those layaway items were not gonna be sold to the person who took them on layaway, because we had several that would put them on layaway and then change their mind. So this was something like, somebody would come in and want 10 different sets but only be able to buy 1. Can I put the rest of those on layaway so you don't sell them? I'll pay $10
More.
to put these sets on layaway. Traditionally with layaway, we would ask for 10% down. They'd have 30 days to make their next payment, or
Okay.
we refund the layaway amount and then put it back on the shelf.
Okay, so that's how it works. You make extra money. Okay, that makes sense then, I guess.
Because this collection was the collection it was, and I wanted to give these people the opportunity to
The dogs are fighting again.
to get these sets, we were a lot more generous with how long and the amount of payments that people could make towards the layaway. So a lot of these, we had several of them. I think one of the Ewok villages, we put on layaway 4 different times, and then it came off of layaway and back on layaway and then off and then sold. So a lot of these would have gone on and off of layaway and then back out on the shelf, just depending on the person.
Look, this guy, this guy is so funny for me. With these horns here.
who was putting it on layaway.
But I mean,
That
I guess that's his choice.
completely unique to this collection.
So look, I'll be honest. I don't trust Josh Johnson, but something is weird here.
So
Right.
a lot of these
Okay,
are,
what is the weird?
See, like
then?
look at this. Like it says POS final sale price, but it's listed as a layaway, but it's sold for $5.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
It matches with the store sale price.
Okay.
So were they on layaway? Were they accidentally marked layaway on the spreadsheet? What's going on there?
I mean, without seeing the actual sales ticket and seeing what else, like what items were sold together, what else was sold with it, I can't actually see the sales ticket. We had several layaway items in which customers were putting multiple things on layaway, paying for most of one item, and then, or they were buying, 8 different things together.
What?
And
Oh yeah.
then
So
putting
they.
all of them on layaway and making payments on multiple items at the same time. Are
Wait. So maybe she made a mistake and she was marking the part that was sold already from the set as layaway, but she should have marked as layaway only the remaining 9 sets, right, or something like that. Like
Ewok Village was one of those
What's
cases.
I
At
don't
some
get
point,
it.
he had, I think, like 8 or 9 different items on layaway. So they'd come in and make a payment for a bulk payment. I've got 800 things on layaway. I'm going to make $100 on my payment. One customer in particular would do that, and then when he'd gotten up high enough to pay for one set, we'd pull that set out, mark it as sold. So without seeing the actual tickets and my layaway records, I cannot answer a question any clearer than that.
But I even found more than that in the POS data. I also found about $10,000 in sales that match Brian's collection that were not marked as sold under this inventory spreadsheet.
Some of our things that were not found were explained by the POS system because they were found in the POS system as being sold. So like they weren't marked on the spreadsheet, but they were marked as sold via the POS system. And this is about $10,000 worth of Lego that basically were matched.
See, and I don't know. Take anything happening from.
Oh, bro. This is not the story. This is not the story that people are expecting, I think.
I don't know without being able to see all of the records. There is a possibility that the
So they made mistakes? I don't understand what is the issue. What happened?
Go through and pull them up. They didn't get put in the consignment ticket. I hadn't gone through those consignments in a couple of months. I hadn't gone through the inventory in the back room in a couple of months. So it is entirely possible there were sales that were finished that I never clocked as being finished. I don't know that without going through and actually seeing it.
But you're saying it's possible stuff was sold, not updated on this inventory list.
It's entirely possible that stuff did not get updated on my spreadsheet. I'm not going to sit here and claim it's not possible. It's possible I missed things.
So where does this leave us? I know some people are jumping to conclusions here, but I must remind you that on the night of November 14th, 2024, Crystal Gorman was concerned about Brian getting paid or not getting paid.
He has not been paid his percentage yet, and if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
Okay. So Crystal, ultimately, that's a business thing and not necessarily yours. Brandon will take, it's taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment.
So obviously, one could see that and say she was intending to reconcile with Brian. Maybe she hadn't gotten around to it. And of course, corporate will probably take a more cynical view of what she's doing by printing these receipts. But the point is, regardless of whose side you're on, I think we can all agree there's a lot of weird stuff here on all sides.
There are true, but I mean, bro, like those guys, like you can see they're lying, like their stories, like it's just
sure. Maybe you can chalk some of this up to bad record keeping between the U-Haul, the layaways, the $20,000 in Lego sets that corporate called $2,000 to $5,000 that was there that night, the off-book deals. But even if we can't like fully know 100%, what these weird things were about, I think they tell a story of what actually happened to Brian's collection. In a way, multiple people, I think, are kind of right, kind of wrong. The Gormans were correct that more of that collection was there that night of the takeover than previously thought. But corporate also alleged that some of it was offsite, and that appears to be partly true, although some of that is disputed, and it looks like, way more of the collection was sold and layawayed than Brian was paid for. But all in all, there's a lot less missing than many people think, especially if your starting number is $200,000. I estimated, and I must emphasize, estimated with bad records, that there's only about $10,000 to $20,000 in Lego that isn't explained by one of these sources. This isn't to say Brian's been fully compensated. Much of this, Brian wasn't paid for that I know of. So I estimate he's still out about $50,000 to $83,000 for Lego he wasn't compensated for. And I think, honestly, that's something that Bricks and Minifigs obviously should handle and make right. Regardless of what a franchise does, the new one,
but address the other things with the police and shit. What is this? Why? But
the old one, the company.
But they're not. Why are I don't understand. What is his position? Okay, I understand weird stuff, whatever the fuck. She forgot, she made mistakes. You can say she even lied, whatever the fuck. They even lied, the owners. But still, so many missing amounts, and the company being so aggressive towards Ben and towards Brian, and trying to put them in prison instead of paying.
Must stand behind
you cannot have a
service.
Good.
I can't imagine a better example of a company doing the opposite. Unfortunately, Bricks and Minifigs has chosen to deflect and dodge responsibility at most opportunities.
Exactly.
And created a really awful customer experience that has snowballed into this crazy series of events. But instead of taking accountability for that, they've taken an aggressive legal strategy, which I told them personally was a horrible idea. As of writing this, Brian Mansell is being sued for $1.3 million as part of a legal campaign against him and Reckless Ben and any of the associates.
Wait, he is getting sued too? I thought Ben was getting sued for one thing.
Brian is the same guy who lost all these Legos at Bricks Minifig store. And I told the CEO and COO that's ridiculous and they should drop this. Look, mistakes have been made by plenty of people here, but there's a lot more people who have inflicted.
How about this fucking retard and his fucking Mormon section, bro? This needs to be addressed, actually. Like, fuck Brian, fuck, like, okay, like, whatever, you know, I'm on his side, but that aside, this shit is, like, bigger than that now. Like, this fucking, all the corrupt cops here, like, covering each other.
Owns the likes of which we've rarely seen by just choosing the worst possible path at every fork in the road. No pun intended. But the best path to making things right, in my view, is by just making Brian whole and moving on. Drop the aggressive legal strategy. You are a Lego store at the end of the day. You are supposed to be about fun.
No, but then now, if they agree to that, they just... they admit to lying and everything else. I don't think they can do that anymore. To be honest. I'm not sure.
But anyways, that's my investigation. Those are my closing thoughts. And I knew I wanted to approach everyone involved in this whole story with my results and see what they thought to close things out.
Okay.
Does all that make sense to you? Because I'm showing everyone in this story and saying, hey,
the thing
are
that
any of these numbers blowing your mind, or is any of this crazy to you?
No, it's not crazy. But what's crazy, again, like, all the photo evidence that both sides have points to there being, sure, $20,000 worth of Lego in this of Star Wars Lego in the store that night, right? I don't know, man. I'm just like, can people understand maybe why there was some confusion and why there was some?
No, you are thieves and liars. No, we cannot understand. I just pay the guy. Just pay the guy. Like, you went after him, the Ben, the family, the previous employees, the previous owners. You just went after everyone, and now you're expecting mercy from the media and from the people. Like, no, you will not get any mercy.
Hey, you owe me $60,000 worth of product in Lego, and we go, we don't even know who you are. Like, yeah, Crystal mentioned something.
That's cap. What do you mean? That's cap. Your other retard literally went and listened to his podcasts from other year to call to catch him say something whatever the fuck. Like, what?
On our way out the door, and we go, sure, we'll get that figured out. But then the guy just walks in and demands $60,000 worth of Lego. Like, what am I supposed to do other than say, cool, show me? Can you show me the proof?
The problem is there's so much of a dispute on the timeline, and this is what's going to make this story so hard to tell. Is like, they say you guys are unreasonable. They tried, and eventually they gave up. But they say they tried it. They were basically met with like unreasonable requests, things like that. So
verification, documentation, is that unreasonable? Do you think?
Well, I think they would say they provided the documentation, and you guys say you need more documentation.
The contract.
So I mean,
that's
kind of the
right. A spread, like, I understand a spreadsheet and a contract are a good start.
Okay. Yeah. So they did give it to you, fucking bitch. What are you talking about? Look at this. Like, okay, shifting the goal again, right? Like, hey, just like the last time. Like,
yeah,
okay,
you
cannot like
that was never.
You cannot, like, how can you look at this and then you say, oh, guys, can people understand us, guys? Like, she just came to us and asked for $60,000, but we just keep lying.
And to us at corporate, by the way.
Y'all do have the spreadsheet though, yeah? Y'all have the spreadsheet.
That was shared online, but months after we asked for it.
It says it's. I'm so confused. It says I'm on the file right now. It says storage used, owned by BAM Franchising Inc. Owner Salem.or bricksandminifigs.com.
What are you looking at?
It says owner Salem.or at bricksandminifigs.com. That's you guys. It says owned by BAM Franchising Inc. It says created September 6, 2024,
by the way.
When I look at it, This is the Mansell list, I believe.
So this would have been created under like so we have the we own
y'all
the,
definitely have this. Y'all have access to this.
Well, I had no idea. Like so if this is the first that anybody has shown me that a spreadsheet was created using like Bricks and Minifigs Salem, like, and all of this stuff was archived. This is the first I've seen that this spreadsheet was.
Like, I don't understand. Like, even like, okay, so it's even less. Okay, so this is even worse. This is even worse because if that would been like 200K, then you say like the company had this big reason to, okay, they are big, they franchise, they get, that's a lot of money, right? 200K. But like, if it was not even 200K, it was less, it was like 80K or like, that was 80K, right? There were 80K remaining right now. Like, they actually have no reason to do this. They are actually so retarded. Everyone in this company is retarded. Like, why would you go a big, like, multi-million company going for like 80K? Bro, you're gonna pay more than that. Like, you're gonna have quadruple that amount in like legal fees right now. Bro, like, what is this retardation, bro? Just, this was gonna be so easy. So just, you know, call the Brian guy. Like, okay, Brian, what do you think we still have? Let's settle this amount. We think we have like 70K or whatever the fuck, 50K. You give up 10K, I give up 10K, and we just pay this amount. Bomb, solved. Now you fucking retards lost your credibility. You are fucked online. Everyone flames you. Now you also discovered the police department corruption. Now they'll probably be also judged soon. Like, okay, great job, bro. For all this for 80K. That's like probably a monthly sale for them. And like what?
We don't know how
so fucking retarded in this company. Everyone.
A lot of those types of things, and understand. I appreciate you sharing this with us because we had no idea. Again, you don't know what you don't know. And you can't, like, we don't know everything. And we don't go, you know, like, looking in every nook and cranny everywhere. You know, like, we just don't know some of those things. So if that's...
No, that's cap. Like, what do you mean? You don't know when you have, like, a big portion of your Legos from the store, that store, owned by someone else, but you don't know. Like, what? No. That's not how business works.
When it comes right down to it, they're going to have to make a judgment call and say, who's telling the truth? The people who were taking all the pictures and say, and we couldn't take pictures of everything the night of, but we're being honest consistently, and the people who are saying...
I mean, well, you have... I mean, I don't know if the thing with layaways were a mistake or something else.
There was
I mean,
$5,000 there. Really? Like, that makes no sense. We've got the evidence, and yes, there's a discrepancy. We acknowledge we did not take pictures of everything.
Okay.
But does that mean that the discrepancy is, oh, and therefore these missing, percentage, whatever that would be, 5%, is some magical other place? Or it was sitting there in the store, and we didn't get pictures of it?
If I messed up, if I messed up on my record keeping, I will take accountability for that. It's possible. If I messed up on my record keeping, I mean, if I messed up on my record keeping, I will take accountability for that.
Okay, but like, you wrote like 100. The stores have like 10. You wrote like 100.
It's possible.
That's kind of bad for you.
Didn't draw attention that consignments had left out, so I'd move them to the thing. Any of that, I will take accountability to that. I am more than willing to do that.
Okay.
I need BAM to show me those tickets.
As they promised to do.
I will sit down with Brian and talk this over and figure out what we missed and where it was missed and how it was missed and make that right with him.
I mean, that's new information no one's ever found out, so that's like awesome. They're going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars because of their own wrongdoing. They're literally going to destroy their entire company because they're...
Exactly. Wait, that's me. That's what I said. For 80K, for 50K, whatever the fuck is the remaining amount. Like, why are you doing this? This makes no sense. Only the legal fees are quadruple that amount. But on top of the legal fees, now you've just fucked your image for like a generation. Like, for the next 10 years, people will be, oh, it's the Lego guys, so don't buy from them. Don't buy from them. Fuck them. It's GG for you.
Never found out, so that's like awesome. They're gonna lose hundreds of millions of dollars because of their own wrongdoing. they're literally going to destroy their entire company because they're this stubborn over maybe $20,000 worth of Lego.
So I'll be keeping you in the loop with what you know.
Nice. I'm excited. This was good work. My other final thoughts is, dude, you solved it, dude. That's awesome.
Wait, what? Did they fire them? What? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean they're fired? Oh, this I saw. Bricks and Fix are suing them, right? Okay. Oh, but they fire. So they fire. So basically, okay. So but basically, what happened? Because the CEO is not the owner, right, or something like that. I'm not sure 100% how it works. So basically, they fired them, and now they're suing the other guys for damages, right? Like as Ben is restraining order. Yes, we saw that. The Gormons are suing Bricks and Minifigs also. And the lawsuit claims Brian's collection had an original aggregate of... Oh my god, everyone's suing everyone. Wow, that was crazy work. Holy shit. Okay, first let's look at the comments and maybe we find some tweets about it or something. See what people say. Okay, greatest thing in this video, the two retarded guys got fired. I'm happy about that at least. That's, I mean, that's a good ending for me at least. Oh, very insane work from by Coffeezilla though. Oh yeah, that's what Coffee getting involved feels like the YouTube version of FBI taking over a local case. But, yeah, exactly, that's what I said. After this, right? Because if they make them look bad, right? Will they come after? Will Bricks and Minifix come after Coffeezilla too? That will be my, I guess, we'll find out later. When they climb the hill, deals are into children. Born to lay into East, okay, they can silence Ben, they can't silence Coffeezilla. I mean, you don't know that. As they see they have some powers though, with you know, corruption and stuff. I got you, fam. Part 3, yeah. There's no U-Haul. Here's a photo. There's a new story. Unverifiable. Yep, exactly. I mean, they are liars. The bitch, like those two brothers are liars, and the CEO and the CFO. Wait, but they not got fired. The McNiff brothers, right, or whatever the fuck they're called. Ah. Did not have a new haul. We lied about it. Just about a new story. Yeah, it was. Come on. You stole the Legos Coffeezilla. Yeah, soon. They took another sell to the other store. Maybe, who knows? All right. Let's see. What are people online saying about this? Are they happy about the guys being? I made something up. Where is the bricks and minifigs? Is it latest or what do we need to search here? Days ago. Won and win confirm innocent. And Ben is going to pay the price for all the lies. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. 50. What? Why are people doing that? Overinflated value. Former owner kept horrible records. New lied to the police a ton, causing all the weird police interaction. The former owner. Corporate completely out of loop. Prediction: Ben loses the 1 million also, and maybe the GoFundMe too. No, you're not. No, he's not. Big Sam is complaining about Coffeezilla. This is what you got from that? This is... What? So you watch that video and this is what you do, what you get, that they are confirmed innocent? Bricks. Oh. Oh. What the fuck? Jesus. That's like 4 years ago. And they said bricks. Okay, but I want to see about the two guys getting fired. Like, what is the post about that? What are the names?
You in the loop.
It's awesome.
Brandon Best and Josh Johnson are no longer working. Wait, Brandon Best. Is Brandon Best? Is his name? Really? That's it? We've been asking for. Oh, this is a press thing. We've been asking for documentation for a long time. With us, Mr. Mansell and others, and not receive enough to give us a clear picture until recently. Thanks to internal and external operation assistants and those who continue to stand with us, we highly have enough to proceed with the resolution, said Amon McNeff, CEO. Big semi-fix. And now that you do, Brian, we continue our off to sit down with you and are prepared to discuss dropping the lawsuit against you. Okay. Like what? What? Like, I don't understand. There's nothing like nothing talking about that. So weird. Okay. What? What's this?
Hey, what's up, A-Foles? Ethan here. I wasn't going to be putting out a video today, but
7 days ago. Okay. Fuck off. Okay. Anyway, that was the video. Well, okay, and we can end on the final note. This is the final note. The best resolution of this whole story was that these fucking idiots got fired.